folks, and welcome to the first Travel.Stay.Explore news and deals show. The aim of the show is to bring you all the latest travel industry news and also to highlight any deals we find that week so that you can travel for less and save more of your hard-earned money. As this is the first show, we're going to have a look back at things that might have happened last month or the month before, just to cover them off before then doing weekly stuff. So on this week's show, we're going to look at British Airways' new first class suite. We're going to look at the good and the bad of Virgin Atlantic's new dynamic reward pricing. We're going to look at late deals for people wanting to get away on the snow this season. And we're going to have a look at other bargain deals that we can find online so that you can save some money. We'll also do a quick roundup of where the best Avios redemptions are for this period as well. So if you've got any reward points and you're looking for a getaway, you can potentially jump on one of those flights. So we'll kick things off with British Airways and their new first class suite. This was released the other month, but we won't expect to see it in production and on aircraft until 2026. British Airways, they've unveiled a brand new first class seat combining elegant design with expert British craftsmanship, reflective of a modern British luxury travel. The new cabin forms part of the airline's A380 retrofit plans, expected to take to the skies in mid-2026. Now, what this does mean is that the long-awaited club suite being retrofitted to the A380 looks like it'll be pushed back again, because they're not going to take the A380 out of service to put the new club suite in it, to then only take it out of service to put the new first class in it as well the next year. So unfortunately, it does look like you won't get the club suite into the A380 until 2026 when they do the first class refurb as well, which is annoying. If you have flown the old Club World and that, you'll know it's not the best product in the sky. To be fair, it's not the worst business class product in the sky as well, and the seat is actually really comfortable. But if you were hoping the club suite was going to be in there by 2025 or sometime in 2025, you'll be disappointed, because I imagine they will all do it together now in 2026, if that is even the timescale that gets kept. We'll see. The airline's new first class has been carefully designed to provide the feel of a modern luxury hotel alongside home comforts and thoughtful British touches at 35,000 feet. The seat has been beautifully curated by expert designers and world-class manufacturers from all corners of Great Britain, Ireland, including London, Glasgow, West Yorkshire and Dublin. The new seat is ultra-wide as well, at 36.5 inches, with a bed length of 79 inches, and features a multi-purpose ottoman as well as an elegant stowable table and a 32-inch 4K TV. Adjustable mood lighting, including scenes such as relax, dine and cinema, is also available in the seat. The seat can be adjusted with the touch of a button to find that perfect level of comfort, and is located within a cocooned 60-inch curved wall for ultimate privacy, while still providing a spacious experience. For customers travelling together in the centre of the cabin, a divider slides open to create a shared lounge space, and the stowable tables mean customers can enjoy buddy dining in the seat with their travel companion. The elegant curves throughout the cabin take inspiration from British Airways Concorde wings, giving a natural flow to the space and creating a welcoming environment. Customers can now also simply wheel their luggage into their own personal luggage space, making it even easier to settle in before their flight. Elsewhere, the suite features an ambient light with an eye-catching design that references nods to the Concorde wing even further. The suite features window blinds activated by buttons on the internal control panel for all 3 windows per seat. You get soft paneling inside the seat that helps with acoustics and absorbing sound, which adds to the sense of feeling cocooned in the seat. Customers can also use the seat's brand new Do Not Disturb functionality on its wireless control tablet, which notifies the crew if they wish to maximise their rest on board. Now, British Airways are calling this a game-changing seat, but it probably isn't. When you compare it to other airlines, however, the first class on some of the Middle Eastern airlines, as you won't be surprised, is still probably that notch above. However, the new seat does look stunning, and if they can also improve the food and the service offering on board and in the terminal, then this could be a massive hit. It's not expected to be installed until 2026, and obviously, like I said, the first ones will be installed on the A380. I'm very intrigued to fly this new first class with British Airways. As I said, it looks absolutely stunning. I think you'll probably agree with that. I'm also intrigued to see how the curved armrest, which looks fixed, will work. At the moment, it looks like it's almost like one of those curved chairs that you sit in, that when you come to sleep, is that going to get in the way? Is it going to get in the way when you sat down? Normally, you'll notice the armrests are probably movable. If you've ever flown business class, you'll probably notice that, or first class, a lot of the times they move up and down with the seat. These look fixed, so it'll be interesting to see how that gets on. What I will say is stay tuned for more news on this over the coming months until the first retrofit, and hopefully it all goes in on time, and it is 2026 when we will see those new business class suites. Sticking with British Airways, they've announced 3 new routes for the summer 2025, bolstering its extensive network of Italian destinations. Now, if like me, you're based up in Manchester, this will be the usual disappointment, but I'm going to cover it anyway. So, launched in May 2025, British Airways will introduce new flights to Rimini from Heathrow and Salerno as well on the Amalfi Coast from London Gatwick. And a new service will be available from London City Airport to Olbia in Sardinia. So yeah, if you're north of London, you're probably not going to take them, are you? Why would you connect in London? But there are 3 new routes being launched by British Airways for the summer of 2025. British Airways as well is sprinkling Christmas magic across its terminal so that it operates from London Heathrow and Gatwick in its lounges globally and on board as part of this year's Christmas celebrations. Airline customers travelling until the 27th of December can enjoy Christmas treats, bespoke menus and seasonal surprises on their journey. In the lounges at Heathrow and Gatwick, customers are being treated to winter picnic menus as well. Pop-up Christmas stalls featuring British brands and special gift wrapping stations. The airline is expected to serve over 250,000 turkey dinners, including over 700,000 Brussels sprouts and 40,000 pigs in blankets over the festive season. Customers travelling in first class between the 23rd and 25th of December will be gifted a hand-painted bauble featuring a beautiful design to celebrate 100 years of flying to India, as well as festive Templey London amenity kits. Still sticking with British Airways, they are dropping the Abu Dhabi flights for the summer season next year in 2025, which runs from the end of March to the end of October. This could be a little bit embarrassing, as there was an Avios only flight due to depart on the 18th of April and return on the 26th of April. Or at least there was an Avios only flight, as that has now been scrapped. British Airways returned to Abu Dhabi on the 20th of April 2024 after a 4-year break. It is a route operated by a Boeing 787 at the moment, and that's probably the reason for the cancellation. You might have seen British Airways cancelled their Kuala Lumpur route before it even got started earlier this year, and the reason for that was because of the engine issues and the delivery of parts from Rolls-Royce, particularly related to the Rolls-Royce Trent 1000 engines, which are fitted to all 787 aircraft that British Airways have. Funnily enough, Kuala Lumpur is now actually due to launch on the 1st of April 2025, so it is possible that British Airways is having to cancel the Abu Dhabi flights to free up an aircraft to do that Kuala Lumpur route, but we'll see what happens there. If you were booked on one of those Abu Dhabi flights, then by now you should have had an email from British Airways saying how to rebook. You could probably do it through Manage My Booking, and I think they're offering flights on the British Airways flight to Dubai, the Qatar flight to Doha, or the Etihad flight to Abu Dhabi, which would still be direct, and you could take them up on one of those options. If your flight is ever cancelled, it is up to the airline to get you to the destination. It's their responsibility, so don't be put off by some of the spiel that you hear, or accept destinations which aren't as close to the destination you're heading to. So always remember that it is the airline's responsibility to get you to your destination still. Okay, so this was released back in October, but Virgin Atlantic's move to dynamic reward pricing has caused quite a stir between the regular points flyers and enthusiasts. A short overview of what happened was that Virgin, like many other airline loyalty schemes, had a set price for a reward redemption flight, and you could ring up well in advance and try to nab one of the guaranteed reward seats. On less busy routes, you could usually get a reward redemption via the website, booking that way, and if more seats were released close to the time, you could also book them via the website for the same number of points. Well, all that changed with dynamic pricing. Now every seat is buyable using points. However, the number of points needed to buy that seat changes with demand, just like cash prices do. Virgin had promised that you'd be able to get saver seats, which would be the same number of points as they had originally asked under the old scheme. However, although they have said 75% of flights should have them, this can just be one economy seat. So it's not massively great if you're trying to find a business class seat for a reasonable redemption price. Virgin has said that this was done due to customer feedback, which might be true or not. And you can certainly see the arguments from both sides. Regular point flyers and enthusiasts aren't happy that reward redemptions they could ring up and book well in advance have now doubled or even tripled in price. And in a lot of cases, they're even more than that. Casual flyers who Virgin might have asked, on the other hand, now see they can use their points on any seat, on any flight, not realising how much more expensive they are now. One common thing outside the points enthusiasts world is people not realising that to redeem points on reward flights, they need to be flexible with bookings in order to get their redemptions and make their savings. One thing you see a lot on places is people saying, "Oh, I've got all these points. How do I redeem them? There isn't a flight on the day I want to go." That's not always going to be the case. You're not always going to be able to fly on the day you want to go. If you're making a reward flight, you need to be flexible. And sometimes you need to have other routes in mind as well. But you do make massive savings on these. So it's a trade-off, and a lot of people are happy with that trade-off because they understand how much money they're saving. Just recently, I've booked a reward flight with Iberia. The cash equivalent would be, for two people flying business class to Santiago and back, would be £6,600. Counting in the amount I paid for points, the taxes that I've paid on the flight, and even the annual fee on the American Express credit card I will have paid for two business class return flights to Santiago and back from Madrid £1,600, Now you can see that's a £5,000 saving, and that is how good the savings can be. Dynamic pricing might change all that, but we'll see. It'll be interesting to see if Avios follow suit with Virgin Atlantic's dynamic pricing. However, as it is used across multiple airlines, then it could be difficult to implement. If one airline tried it, for example, then many customers would potentially switch to one of the other airlines that use Avios. So we'll wait with bated breath and see what happens on that one. Okay, so moving on to deals now. And I did say we would look at snow deals, so ski and snowboard deals. If you're looking to get away and hit the slopes, maybe January, February, March time, are there still deals out there? A lot of the time it's probably best to book in advance, but I've had a look online, and if you go to the Crystal website, you can still find some great deals that are currently on offer, with at least half board accommodation for around £400 per person. And snow conditions currently in Europe are excellent, so it's well worth taking up one of those offers if you like sliding down a mountain on skis or a snowboard. I spent last January in Pilla in Italy, and I would highly recommend it if you're looking for a quiet, family-friendly resort. The lifts were fantastic, so they're all chairlifts with a few gondolas as well, so it's excellent if you hate those drag lifts, especially if you're a snowboarder. Monday to Friday on the slopes were empty, and there were no lift lines at all, which if you've been across to North America or Whistler especially, you'll know you can end up waiting 40 minutes in the lift lines, and that's valuable skiing time just gone. The lift pass is reasonably cheap as well. We paid £200 last year for a week, which is pretty good value for money considering there's no drag lifts and you're not waiting in line as well. On the mountain, the restaurants and the little huts are really well priced. You're not going to overpay for your mountain food. The resort sits at over 2,000 meters as well, and it is north facing, so it gets and keeps plenty of snow. However, if après ski is your thing, then you might want to avoid it because it is not lively in the slightest. But it is a great ski resort, and if you're after somewhere fairly quiet and family friendly with Monday to Friday empty slopes, honestly, give it a look. I think at the moment you can get prices for around £650, which is what we paid, so it's not too bad for half-board accommodation. If you want to head to North America, you can still get some decent deals to Jasper and Banff in the Canadian Rockies. Obviously, Jasper had the fires there last summer, so I'd be interested to see how much of the town is open, and maybe that's why you can still get good deals there because people have stayed away. In the Canadian Rockies, the snow is incredible though, and both of these resorts are fairly high up, so they are always snowshore. Lift lines during the week are also unheard of at these resorts, which is fantastic for North America. However, you will need to get a ski bus or hire a car to get to the ski hills from your hotels, which can be a pain, and lift passes are so expensive. Having worked in Banff for a year, I know firsthand that you won't be short on après ski there, as the town is bustling with bars and restaurants in the evenings for you to try. The ski areas are fantastic as well. It's just if you can stomach the eye-watering lift pass prices and getting a bus to the hill every day, which is a pain when you're a skier, but it's up to you. I would probably book those resorts early, and you can sometimes get deals on the lift passes, especially to Jasper as well. So deals for summer 2025 are always sparse in December. Normally once you hit January and February they pick up and you can then get more money off, so we'll cover them in January and February. One airline deal that's happening at the moment is Cathay Pacific are offering £250 off each business class ticket purchase to depart from either London Heathrow or Manchester. These are to the following destinations that I will pop up on screen instead of reading them all out. So although it's not a massive saving and the business class ticket will still be expensive to some, it is £250 off. And if you're planning on heading to one of those destinations, then maybe it's just changed your mind about flying premium economy or economy and thinking, you know what, let's just do it. We'll fly Cathay Pacific business class, which is nice as well. So that offer is running until the 23rd of December, so you're going to have to be quick to get on there, and you have to travel between the 1st of March 2025 and the 30th of June 2025. Like I said, you book it on Cathay Pacific's website and you have to use the code SAVE250GB. In other news, Expedia Group will launch its January sale from the 1st of January to the 26th of January 2025, offering travellers in the UK 15% off most hotels. Members of their One Key loyalty programme can save even more with an extra 10% off for a total discount of 25%. The sale covers a wide range of hotels. Although we don't have any information on which hotels are covered, we will have to wait until the launch date to see that. Okay, and finally, what we're going to have a look at is Avios redemption via the British Airways website. Now, you might have tried this before yourself, you might be quite au fait with it, or this could be a first time. Basically, you go to the British Airways website, you log into your British Airways Executive Club account, and then you go on book and book a flight with Avios. And then you can search for whichever destination you want to go on. So we're going to take a look and see where there's decent availability currently. Okay, so firstly, we are going to look at one of the more busier routes, and that is London to Tokyo and back again. And as you can see, there is decent availability. Surprisingly, this is searched on business class with a companion voucher, and you can see January and February you have got dates where you can move around and pick a few different dates. However, once you get past February, it does seem to dry up a little bit and it is difficult to find a return seat for that one. But if you are looking to go to Tokyo or Japan in general in January and February, there are a few dates there for you to play with. And as it's exceptionally hard to get Tokyo redemption seats, it'd be well worth jumping on those if you've got the points and you want to go there. Okay, for our next one, we're going to pick a much well-served destination, and that is London to New York. As you can see, pretty much every day in the new year, you can redeem a business class flight. Now, this did get me interested to see if there was any first class availability, so we'll take a look at that now. As you can see, there is smatterings of first class availability there for January and February. So I am going to try and click on the 14th of Jan and say come back on the 27th of Jan. Have a quick look. You can see first isn't available on all flights, but there is one there on the way out. And there is a few on the way back. So if we go back up and select the outbound flight and then go down and select one of the inbound flights, we can take a look at how much that's going to cost us. As you can see, it'll cost us 68,000 Avios points and £852, which to experience first class isn't too bad. I'll then have a look at San Francisco, so we'll move to the west coast, and as you can see, a lot of business class availability for San Francisco as well, if you want to head there. Heading to the United States is great for finding availability. There's so many services running that way that you're always guaranteed to pretty much find business class availability on most days. Lastly, we'll take a look at flying from Madrid to Santiago, which is something I booked recently. And we'll even have a look at the similar dates as well. So this is direct with Iberia from Madrid, there and back. As you can see, there's 2 seats left in business class. When it calculates it, it's 51,000 Avios and £188 taxes. I have got my companion voucher on, so that's why it's less Avios points. So folks, that marks the end of the first ever news and deals show. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, please feel free to comment, maybe with some of your top deals and that you found this week. Please feel free to like the video and subscribe as well. It's free for you to do. Just hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded. As always, folks, I will see you on the next one, and happy travels. Goodbye.